A woman named Sarah Winnemucca, who was a descendant of Chief Winnemucca of the Paiutes, wrote a book in the 1800s and recounted her people's battle with this race of giants, the Sitika. Now, what's fascinating about this is that she says that it was an actual battle, not part of tribal lore or mythology, but something that actually occurred. The Sitika were red-haired and lived in the mountains near the Paiute Nation, and they were cannibals. According to the Paiutes, they naturally grew tired of being cannibalized, and they confronted these giants.
A war was started between the giants and the Paiute people. For 3 years, they battled one another. The last of the giants holed themselves up in the Lovelock Cave, and the Paiute people stuffed the openings with a bunch of brush and firewood and lit the place on fire. And that was the end of the red-haired giant cannibals.
What's also interesting is that when the discovery was made in 1911 at Lovelock Cave, they also found evidence of extreme burning, which took place near the entrance to the cave. So this matches the story almost precisely. And again, we have evidence of red hair because Sarah Winnemucca Hopkins actually saved some of the hair and sewed it into a mourning dress, which she used when she gave lectures. And so the story of the Paiutes defeating the giants then suddenly became a reality.
For many, the evidence in support of the Paiute story about the red-headed giants is compelling. Not only because of what was found in Lovelock Cave, but also because there have been reports of giant bones being discovered in other places throughout the western Nevada desert.
If you go back and look through the records, and you can find numerous accounts of bones, skeletons, and giant-sized artifacts that have been found in this area. In 1904, it was reported that an 11-foot tall skeleton was found. And then we have accounts in 1931 of an 8.5-foot skeleton that was reported. And so the fact is, you have the stories, you have the skeletal evidence, and you have the artifacts, and even the legends that prove this was a real story of giants in this area.
To be sure, the Paiutes believed this to be a historical truth. People might dismiss them as just folklore, but again, who's to say that it didn't happen? Of course there were ethnic conflicts, of course there were wars, and of course people tend to remember this. So this has been a real important part of many, many people's historical beliefs and how they think about their own history.